Divine greetings, beautiful kings and queens, angels, star seeds, my beautiful light workers all over the world. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I've had a few twists and turns along the way, couple meltdowns later, and I am in Montreal right now. Montreal, Canada. My beautiful hometown where I grew up. All the Canadians out there, let me know where you're from. Are you French Canadian? On peut se parler en français? J'ai grandi ici à Montréal et aussi en Ontario. I spent 6 years in Ontario too. I love Canada. I'm so grateful. So grateful for my beautiful grandparents who left Egypt in the 60s to come to this land of opportunity that has given us a beautiful life, beautiful freedom. I give thanks to them for their sacrifice. They had never seen snow before. And they came here and started a new life. Yeah, I give thanks to them. And I never thought I'd step foot back here again. I've been living in Belize for the last 15 years, except for a couple years in there where I did come back. And then I've been away for about a year, traveling throughout Mexico for 3 months last year. And then we went back to Belize for a few months. And then to Austin for a few months. And then I did Mexico for 4 days, where you saw my last video. And I got guided back here to Montreal to be with my daughter at this time, as there's a lot of changes happening in our world. If you're following, they're about to close all travel from Canada, and I believe to Canada. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely know from Canada, without the V passport. And so there's no way I'm getting it, just so you all know. My stand on it. I'm here to protect my daughter and myself and be with her. And for some time I thought that it would be better to be somewhere else, like in Mexico or somewhere else. However, I feel like my healing has to happen here, the one place I've been wanting to run from for a very long time. And that's why I want to talk about surrender in this video, because I feel like I have been in full surrender definitely over the last 3 months, and I'll say a partial surrender for the last 6 years since I've been in recovery from substance abuse. And I turned my will and my life over to God, and I said, guide my way, help me, so that I can be a better mom, be a better person, be a better friend. And I have been guided, going with the flow, going with God, going with my intuition, making mistakes along the way, you know, and this last move here has felt really good. As scary as it was, and as much as people have been telling me not to come, I'm all right. I'm all right. And I'm just here to share that sometimes our fears are worse than reality. I would say a lot of times our fears are worse than reality. There's a lot of stuff being said out there. There's a lot of misinformation out there. And I've been caught up in it, guilty as charged, to listen to this one and listen to that one without listening to myself, without listening to my inner guidance and my intuition. Also making decisions out of fear, and I know when they're out of fear and they're not out of love or God and alignment. And so this is a whole new ball game. And surrendering means, to me, let me know what it means to you in the comments down below. Everybody has their own time for surrendering, have their own experience with it. Some people don't like that word. I believe there's a lot of strength in that word, because surrendering means being humble enough to be with God. It means being strong enough to be ready to let go of what's needed to let go of. Let go of what we need to let go of in order to become who we're truly meant to be. And our ego sometimes wants to get attached to certain things or places, people, circumstances, saying, this is mine. I want this. I want to be on the beach. I want my daughter here with me. This is what I want. And also, it's not always what's best for ourselves and for the people we want to be involved. So surrendering means going with what's needed from us. What's needed from me right now is to be with my daughter in Montreal, Canada, where she is doing really good in school, where she loves her new friends. I have been uprooting her, moving her around for the last 11 years of her life. She needs stability, and she's finally found some bearings. And I have to accept that this is the way things are. And this is where we're being called to be. Our light needs to be shined from here. And no matter where we are in the world, we can shine our light. We could freedom fight. We can connect with each other from all over the world. And as sad as I was to leave the possibility of creating something in Mexico, it's not going to be forever. It's just right now, for the next little bit, my priority is making sure my daughter is happy and safe and with her mom. So I couldn't be happier, you know? And no, it's not as bad as what everybody says it is. Yeah, there's restrictions. Yeah, we can't do everything we want to do. But you know what? Freedom is in our mind. Freedom is in our heart. And nobody can take that away from us, no matter where we are. Right? And the more we think positive, the more we align ourselves with the love vibration, and we transmute whatever anger we're feeling. I've been angry. Trust me. I've been pissed. I've been sad. I've been in fear over this whole thing. I have not sat quietly over the last few months. However, if I want to change things in the whole world, if I want to make a difference, then I'm not going to do it from a place of anger. I mean, it's okay to be angry. It's okay. There's such a thing as sacred rage, right? It's okay to be angry. However, we don't want to stay in that anger too long. We don't want to stay on that frequency too long because it impacts our health, it impacts our mind, it impacts our thoughts, and that is where they want us to be. They want us to be in the fear. They want us to be in that anger. That's how they control us too. So if we want to take back control, we got to shift that anger, right? We got to shift it into a higher frequency so that we could come into solutions and action, standing in our truth, coming together, finding other people like us. There's a lot of us. I don't believe they're numbers. I don't believe they're statistics. There's a lot of us that want to remain pure, natural, and with God. And surrendering means doing the right thing even when it's super hard, even when the odds are against us and we fear for our comforts being taken away from us, from our life being taken away from us as we've known it. But our material life, our earthly life, is nothing compared to our life with God. And when we're ready to give those things up, give up going to the restaurant, give up going to the gym, give up here, I think we can't even go to the park. But you know what? By standing my truth and saying, it doesn't matter what you try to take away from me, I am not going to bow down and do what you're telling me, then God will reward me, right? God will reward me for protecting my daughter as well, from putting something in her that is not natural, that is not supposed to be in her. You know, I'm teaching her about fruits and vegetables and protecting herself. If these people really cared about us, don't you think that they would be advertising all day long about how to protect ourselves, how to build strong immunity and be resistant, be resilient? We know how to heal this thing. We know how to cure it. And they're not showing us. So we have to ask questions. We have to ask questions. They're giving us something that hasn't even been studied long enough to know what's going on. So no, I don't accept it. And I don't care what they try to take away from me. So surrendering also kind of means sometimes fighting. Because when we surrender to God, we kind of have to struggle with this alternate reality. I call it the false reality. God's reality is the real reality that we're entering, that we are in. You know, the age of Aquarius is upon us. We're in a different dimension. We're in 5D. We're raising our collective consciousness. A lot of us are waking up right now, opening our hearts to our angels and to our higher power. And we're realizing what's been happening, the lies that have been told, the brainwashing, the spells that we've been under. And that could be a lot. That could be very overwhelming for some. And I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. I am beginning my awakening. I am beginning to see things with my third eye. Starting to feel things from my heart that I've been healing and cleansing, purifying from all the sadness and bitterness, heartbreaks that were kind of calcifying it, calcifying my pineal gland. Surrendering means following higher guidance and our intuition to the next step. And it's doing the hard thing. It's not always easy to change our ways. If you've been getting a calling to change your ways, to change the way you eat, to quit a self-destructive habit, to stop doing things that hurt you. Those are callings from the divine. Those are callings for you to surrender to them. Callings to leave an abusive partner. You could choose to listen, or you could choose to stay. Either way, there are lessons to be learned. But if you surrender, I promise, beautiful gifts will come. You will be rewarded for being brave. We will talk some more about the third eye in a future video. For now, I just wanted to keep it short and keep you in the loop of me being in Montreal and my story of surrendering, even if it doesn't always make sense, even if people think I'm crazy, I don't care, because I'm tapped in, and each place I have been, each stone on the yellow brick road has brought me exactly to where I needed to be, and there were lessons along the way that I needed to learn. And that calling I felt to go to Mexico, it was perfect. It was perfect and exactly what I needed. Time and space don't even matter. If I thought I was going to be there for a few more months to heal, and I ended up staying 4 days, I got what I needed. And as soon as I got the news that we wouldn't be able to travel from Canada soon, I rushed back because I couldn't be without my baby. You know, we couldn't be separated at this time. Come what may, being here. So facing my fears has been really monumental for me, and also I feel like my ego is a little triggered right now because I've said I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't ask for help from my dad. And I just want to, you know, take the time to thank him for always supporting me and helping me as I am recreating myself, creating myself in a whole new way, coming and sharing, offering my support, helping raise the vibration of the collective, helping raise my own collective, my own consciousness, my personal consciousness. And that's how we change the world, when we change ourselves. You know, we could choose to be in fear or we could choose to be in love. At any time, we have the choice. And even though it's not always a straight line, and we might sometimes still choose fear, which I still do sometimes, it's just about being aware. Okay, am I in fear or am I in love? Asking ourselves those questions and taking a moment to pause. Do I have to accept this as true? And then trying to find our way back to love, back to God, back to our heart. Okay, I thank you so much for being here, for allowing me to share myself in my little vulnerable moment. And yeah, I wish you all peace and blessings, love, and always come back to your heart. Always come back to what's inside of you, because you hold the truth. If you hear something out there, ask yourself, does this feel true? You know? Or is it just propaganda? Or is it just something to make you come out of your center? Because that could happen too. Wherever you are in the world, whatever's going on around you, you have the power to shift the reality and to shift the paradigm with your thoughts. Everything comes from a thought. And if all of us align with those higher thoughts, with those higher frequencies, with that love, and shift, keep shifting and keep shifting, always going more and more towards love, then we have some serious power in this world. We have some serious power. We are alchemists and magicians. No matter how dark things get, we have the power to turn it into light. Different ways to doing that. Alchemize, breath work, write about it, dance it out, be a creator with that anger and that rage that's coming up, and transform it. And that's how we become powerful, powerful creators in our life. And we create flow with our creator. I love you all so much. Until the next one, I'll see you later.